Welcome to Pricing College with your hosts Aidan Campbell
and Joanna Wells.
In today's episode, we want to talk about, we want to talk about cash money. And we want to talk about how much cash, how much salary people in the pricing profession get at this point in time in 2020, which, and recording, we're just about to go into December. And obviously we're going to slightly focus a bit more on the Australian market, which, but some of this will overlap with other countries also.
Yeah, it's a question that I'm often asked. How much should we spend on a pricing analyst or a pricing manager? Often I'd say clients would consider, pricing to be a lower salary than it is. So I often have to have the discussion that actually to get somebody good, you've got to pay the money. And sometimes people are a little bit overwhelmed with that. They go, really, that much money? Yeah, really, the returns you get from a pricing analyst, a good one, or a pricing manager are huge. So you've got to know exactly what the salary bands are.
Yeah, I think in that instance, when someone thinks, pricing, they're just plugging numbers into a spreadsheet, I think what you should do is refer them to some of our previous episodes. If you're thinking that a pricing analyst is a lower quality, less skilled person, say, than a newly qualified accountant or even an accounts assistant, you're probably, it highlights issues that will come down the line. If the job is data entry, that's not really a pricing profession. If you're looking for a business analyst, let's be honest, you're looking for business analysts, and those people are much easier to find than skilled pricing professionals. If we say that in Australia, in Sydney, at this point in time, a qualified accountant in a business, would they be looking somewhere between $90,000 to $120,000 per annum with package, etc. A business analyst would probably be somewhere similar, maybe $80,000 to that ballpark.
I often think when I hear low salaries, it's immediately alarm bells to, okay, the positioning of this role is not right. People don't understand the role of pricing in the business, or people are trying to, or if they do have a pricing team, maybe the pricing team's been downgraded to some kind of operational or like finance-driven, admin-led, pricing team. And really, for those type of roles, why would you be paying top dollar? Because ultimately, you literally downgraded everybody to an admin. You can only generate so much return from that type of pricing. But like in terms of strategic pricing, and people that are really good at, value-based pricing, latest pricing, strategy, analytics, putting it all together, plugging your systems and good architecture, good operations, process improvement, continuous change, innovation, connecting the dots, bringing people together, you're going to be looking at for a pricing analyst from 100 to 150 plus. For a pricing manager, that can be from 165 to 230. This is like for pretty experienced, but not over 7 years experience. And for real strategic experts, leaders, executives, like you can be paying well up to from 230 up to 500, and this is for the base salary. This is not including all the the frills, incentives, rewards. That's additional, and that's another topic in itself. The right reward and bonus structure for pricing people, which we'll probably cover in another episode. But that's very important for very good pricing people, because sometimes if you haven't got the cash to sponsor on like a salary, or maybe you're a smaller business, you need really good pricing expertise, but you just don't have the money to spend on a higher salary. You should be looking at a good rewards incentive scheme just to compensate excellence.
Yeah, I think Joanna covered there, what would you say, the spectrum, I suppose, from low to high in each of those categories. And obviously when we say pricing analyst, you can have more of a junior up to a senior pricing analyst. And obviously there's a huge difference between a senior pricing manager, leadership, and somebody else who's, more of a generic manager. And of course in companies, there's a lot of people called managers who really don't manage very much. But the other thing we'll say, obviously, with it's like a CEO of a business. You can be the CEO of a small company versus the CEO of a multinational. There's hugely different things to compare. If you're, and if we look at revenue that you're actually managing, revenue that you're looking at and optimizing, it's hugely different from a smaller company to a very large company. And obviously then the higher salaries would generally pertain to people in those major corporations where the cash benefit they can deliver is much larger. One final thing I'll add is, or I suppose one final question I'll ask is, are salaries going up and down, or up or down at this point in time? I'll ask Joanna what her view on that is, because I've done some work in marketing in the past, and my personal belief is that marketing salaries are actually dropping. And marketing is a sector that we talk a lot about on these podcasts. So I wonder what Joanna thinks about pricing.
Yeah, I think, again, it's been a question asked because, of COVID and, businesses closing down. Is there an excess of pricing talent in the market now? And B, should we be paying them as much as we did before? Should there be, some kind of decrease, or should we be thinking about decreasing salaries for new starters in pricing? And really what I found, from March to May, really, things just stagnated, really, in terms of salary. Nothing went up, nothing went down. In terms of talent flow, the good people were maintained. Good companies keep talented pricing teams. That's what we found very clearly. The ones that probably were left in the market, either unfortunately were restructured out, businesses closing down, or perhaps in terms of capability, not as strong as the people that maintain their jobs. But it was a tough market. In terms of salary, the ramifications of that, now things are getting more buoyant in the market. Companies are more confident, and we're seeing definitely an increase in the number of pricing projects being launched in the market, especially from September onwards. And we see that to continue into the new year, especially up until March at least. From that, there's been an increase in hiring. I think when we've reviewed and analysed the job boards, the most people are hiring are for like pricing analysts, maybe lower levels. So there seems to be a little bit of a caution in terms of investing in like pricing managers. However, leading companies are investing in like very good, senior, seasoned and capable pricing leaders at this time to lead transformations. Transformations fundamentally from cost plus to value-based cultures. Big work involved, lots of systems, upgrade, people, mindsets, strategy changes. So for those type of people, salary has actually gone up. So, I think it would have gone up about 2 to 5%. We are seeing an increase in rewards and bonus structure as well. There are very few people in that category that we could trust to do those sort of jobs. That's why, the salaries are going up, and people and companies are willing to pay those salaries because they know these are proven professionals that can get the results that they need in a short space of time. Traditionally within, a 2 to 3 year roadmap, but with expectations to deliver incrementally, but maybe double digits within the first 6 months. So tough milestones to achieve and deliverables, but these people can do it. So yes, they're getting paid. I hope that's answered the question.
Yeah, do you know what that actually reminds me of when I used to be an accountant in London, and I think it was Michael Page or one of the big accounting recruitment companies used to publish an annual report that, to be honest, wasn't very useful, but people used to read it, and it'd make you either jealous. It would either make you jealous, give you ambitions, or make you lose hope. So on that bombshell, I think we'll leave it there today.
Well, thanks for associating me with Michael Page. I hope it was more insightful than that.
Just a blast from the past for me. Okay. Have a good day.